you were raised by your white mother. Your mother is the one that raised you, right? And she's your mom. And it's almost like you're damned if you claim her proudly and loudly, because they'll think you're one of those black girls that doesn't consider herself black. And then if you, and for me, it made me be like, I'm extra pro-black. I was in the gospel choir, the Blacks in the Lions. I went to the Million Man March. I OD'd with it because I'm like, I feel like I had to constantly prove my blackness. Like, I almost had to disown publicly my mom, and that's not right. So it's like, I feel like this issue doesn't get taken as seriously because of the light skin privilege that does exist in America. No one wants to really hear it. They're like, yeah, whatever, like, boo-hoo, bad life you had. But it's a complex thing.
Look, salute to Claudia Jordan, man. I think that she was very honest, very candid, and that's what we asked for. And it's wrong to beat up somebody when they've been honest. I hate that. I hate that when we ask people to be honest, and then they give us the truth, and then we beat them up because we didn't really want the truth. And there's a lot of people that did not want this truth. Yes, biracials, they go extra hard in the paint, not because they care about the cause or because they're moved by the spirit of the times, or because they really think the propaganda that black people can't jog without getting attacked by a supremacist, they can't leave their house without getting attacked by a Nazi, everything's racist, everybody's racist, systemic, institutional, everywhere you look, under every rock, around every corner. They're not doing it for those reasons. They're doing it for personal reasons. Many times. And there's always exceptions. But they're doing it for personal reasons. The same reason why a fully black person may do it, because it's personal. Yeah, it's personal. But they're doing it for personal reasons too. Because I want to prove that I've been told that I can't be white. There's just not an option. I'm stained. If you got 3% African blood, white people like, nah, we good. And I get the one drop rule back in the 1800s, but so we're going by everything that in the 1800s, right? Because I hear a lot of black folks say, well, that's because of the one drop rule in the 1764. Oh, so we're going by 1764 rules. Don't just pick and choose what you want to keep from 1764. Let's just take all of it from 1764. So there was a rule back in the 17th century and 18th century that if you had one drop of black blood, you was a black person. Now there's starting to be a wellspring. It's only on YouTube, not anywhere else, not in real life, but on YouTube and other social media platforms. That like, yo, look, man, we not all the same, man. Like, you different, bro, because you got one parent. You raised by a Karen, man. Maybe the whole Karen craze in 2020. The whole Expo Karen got put on the front lines in 2020. Maybe that's what did it. The fact that, like, yo, y'all raised by a Karen, man. And then you look more like a Karen than you do a black person. Like, you was raised by a Karen, a whole Karen, like, all your life and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And you've been forced by society to fit into this black culture because white folk won't accept you. And you don't want to say that you're mixed race because there's no, like, there's nothing there for you. You come to the black side, man, you exalted, man. First black vice. It's no coincidence that the first black vice president is a woman with like 8% black DNA. The first black president is, obviously, you can tell he's 50% black DNA, but he's biracial, raised by a white woman. The first black everything, if you go down the line. Look at the first black person to say, man, I'm not giving up my seat, was allegedly a biracial person. Even though we know a bunch of sisters was like, I ain't giving up my seat, but they chose the one. They tried to act like all these dark-skinned women with all this attitude and unfeminine, and they talk too much, and they got all this mouth, and Red Bones is so feminine and submissive that the first person to ever say, man, look here, white man, I'm not giving up my seat, was a biracial woman. All them bus rides, all them buses, back and forth every day, round the clock. The first person to ever say, look, man, nah, cracker, you ain't getting my seat, was a biracial woman. When we know that's not true. We know that was plenty others like Claudette Colvin and just different women, but whatever. You get to be the first black to do everything is always going to be a biracial. And the one exalted is always going to be a biracial. Look at the biggest stars